How y'all doing today? I'm speaking live. It's November 5th, 2022. I just want to give a shout out. This is the first video. As you can see, let me let y'all know what I got on. I got on my Kyrie Irving Brooklyn Nets jersey. So you already know what the topic of the conversation is going to be about. It's going to be about Kyrie Irving is not anti-Semitic. And I'm going to break it all the way down because this has been continuing for a while now. Let's start off with Kanye. Actually, let's start off with Nick Cannon. When Nick Cannon brought Professor Griff on his show and talked truth to power about the 13 families that run the world and about how they own the Federal Reserve and how they do things behind the scenes, and they're called by many names. The ruling class, Anglo American ruling class. The 1% is the new term they like to use. It caused a storm fire where Nick Cannon had to apologize, which he should not have done because he didn't say anything wrong. He was just basically the interviewer for Professor Griff being on his podcast, Speaking Truth to Power. I remember Professor Griff got canceled back in the late 80s, early 90s for speaking truth to power against the anti-black Jewish community. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking truth to power, and they're not supposed to exist. So when you do that, it shows the hidden hand behind our oppression. So then I tie that into, but as we did, we decided to do what Colin Muhammad did and speak truth to power, be unapologetic, and show Nick Cannon this is what you should have did by countering all the agendas that they were pushing when they were trying to make Nick Cannon buck break and bow down, which he eventually did. But the population did not bow down. That's why on social media they didn't know how to react because we were showing the truth about the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. Deshaun Jackson was speaking truth to power around that time, and they tried to make him bow down. He refused to, and they tried to suspend him, but yet not suspend these anti-black owners in the NFL who are Jewish, like Kraft and the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles and stuff like that, which was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So let's speak truth to power. If we're gonna tell it, let's tell it. So now we come to Kanye. Kanye has been lambasted and drugged through the media for way too long because he speaks truth to power. He speaks revolutionary thought. I do not co-sign his White Lives Matter bullshit shirt. I don't co-sign his George Floyd comments, but he apologized for both, and I respect that. What he needed to do was get unwarped from the brainwashing of the right wingers because he had been listening to that Alex Jones talk, and that will warp you. I know from experience. I've listened to Alex Jones before, and a lot of the stuff he says about the ruling class is true. The only difference is they're also part of the ruling class, and they're white supremacists and racist too. So that's where Kanye mixed up at. So, I stand with Kanye speaking truth to power against the anti-black Jewish media. Colin Muhammad constantly used to go at them. That's what got him in trouble with the Nation of Islam because he spoke truth to power against the Jewish community when he went to King College famously. You know what I'm saying? And they got scared. So now I'm tying this all into Kyrie. First off, Kyrie didn't say anything wrong at all. The only thing he did was repost a movie talking about from Hebrews to Negroes, or Negroes to Hebrews, basically a documentary talking about our truth, talking about our stolen birthright, talking about how these people have usurped our rightful place as the rightful rulers of the planet and have in such created a world of chaos and destruction and supplanted us. When we were in power, we maintained a society of mayat, of peace, harmony, balance, reciprocity, justice, truth, happiness, harmony, just the greatest greatnesses and the greatest goodnesses that you can ever imagine. We had that. We had a heaven on earth. You see, when they took power, they've created a hell. And now that we're waking up again, they're scared because they know that, and they know from biblical scripture, from prophecy, that we're destined to rule again. It's written in the stars. So they're trying to do the best they can by lambasting us and having us not look at the people who speak truth to power and have them discredited so we won't reclaim our birthright. So nothing he said was wrong. Nothing he said was false. Remember, there's a book out called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews that talks about that 75% of all the Jews owned slaves. That's written by Jewish scholars. What is there else to contend with? That's written by Jewish scholars speaking truth to power when it comes to our oppression. That's point facts. What point set match? You know what I'm saying? How they say in tennis. That's game. That's game point basically. How they say when we playing a game of 21, game point, bruh. And you just hit the three, boom, man. Game. That's game set match. So that's it. There's nothing else to contend with right now. Nothing Kyrie said was wrong. Kyrie doesn't need to apologize at all. He should never have apologized. Matter of fact, they should apologize to him for the constant anti-black racism seen throughout the Jewish media, seen throughout our Jewish music, through the education system, through banking practices against us, through lies, because we are actually Hebrewic. As Yosef ben Yaakov went to task against a Jewish person that tried to go at him back in the day, he shredded him to tears. As Leonard Jeffries did, as Khalid Muhammad did. These are master teachers with doctor's degrees who know not only the white information, but know the true information. So they're able to dip into the white knowledge, but then able to dip into the true knowledge and hit you at both angles. You know what I'm saying? So let's not play these games. Let's not play these games. That's why I keep my Kyrie jersey on tight, boy. For real. I'm never taking this shit off. I rock with Kyrie when he stood up against the vaccine, when he was trying to make sure that our people didn't die prematurely, which is happening right now. All these heart attacks, shout out RIP DMX, Colin Powell, all these kids dying, having strokes, heart attacks out of nowhere. Brandy speaking out against the vaccine because it gave her a stroke. See what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on. We're living with a genocidal death cult who probably gets off when they kill 1,000 people and 1,000,000 people. That's what strokes their ego. They bust one off. They bust one off when they hear about our deaths, or when they hear about deaths in general. These are the same people who were involved in the pedophile rings, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. That shows you the Anglo-American Jewish conglomerate. That's the power elite that ruled this whole entire world, especially over the U.S. Epstein was Jewish. You know what I'm saying? Harvey Weinstein. We're not going to deny this decadent cartel. We're not going to pretend like that does not exist. And when we call it out, they're allowed to use these little buzzwords to try to cancel us. We're not going to be canceled, bro. Your cancel culture, fuck your cancel culture, as Ice Cube would say in his song, I'm just trying to maintain. Fuck your cancel culture. You can't cancel a soldier. What the hell? You can't cancel us? You can't cancel truth? You can try to squeeze it and turn it and spin it and lambaste against it and try to, dib and dab, but that shit won't work. We are based in truth. You're based in lies. So the truth is always going to win out. No matter what type of spin job you do, because you'll do that. You'll spin it, you'll flip it, you'll Trojan horse it. You'll do all the stuff that you want to do, but you won't be able to stop it. So that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm standing with Kyrie, man. I'm standing with Kyrie strong. Since Nike want to cancel him, Kyrie, get your own black-owned shoe. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to go black-owned completely. It's time for us to have our own league. He should join Ice Cube's league and make that the predominant, as my queen said to me a night or two ago. You know what I'm saying? We should have our own league. He should join the Big Three, expand it out, turn it into the Big Five league, have a 5-on-5 full court, and make it an NBA times 50. Well, we don't need to make the NBA popular no more. They won't even change the logo and make it a black face, which is the predominance of the sport. They still got an anti-black racist Jerry West as the logo. Not Kobe, not Jordan, not Bill Russell. Well, come on, man. Who Russell used to smack that ass back in the 60s and 50s, boy, when he used to play him in the finals. Jerry West used to always lose to Bill Russell, but yet he's the logo? Come on, man. Come on. So like I said before, Kyrie needs his own shoe deal. Ye need to make his own clothes. And we just need to permanently disassociate ourselves with all things that have to do against us. We don't need to participate in your music industry no more, which is anti-black Jewish run. You know what I'm saying? 1% run. The making cartels. We can do our own banking thing. The military apparatus, the media, all of it. Just all a means to make us look horrible. All a means of anti-black racism. And just one more point as I continue with this. We don't have a word for them. They have a word for us. It's called Schwarzer, which is their version of nigger. We don't have no anti-black anti-Jewish word for them because we don't even think about y'all like that. We don't think about y'all. First of all, we don't know y'all, and we think y'all are cool. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's the real. That's the real. That's the real. So I just wanted to land base there one more time to me. So y'all boys, the Kyrie out, Team Kyrie. Shout out to that boy. So I just wanted to make that plain and make that known. And what else can I go in depth on? The hidden history of the Jewish community and our oppression when it comes to slavery, Jim Crow. Remember, they combined, and they were the main architects in the betrayal of 1877. Farrakhan did a famous lecture on that. I think his name was the guy who helped to do that betrayal. It was Levy, if I'm not mistaken. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X used to call them out all the time because of their decadency and them trying to co-opt the Black Power movement, which they ended up doing. The formation of the ghettos. Ghetto is a Jewish word, so who's over the ghettos? It's the Jewish community. You know what I'm saying? Anti-Black Jewish community. That's facts. John Henry Clark, Khalid Muhammad already exposed that in the 80s and 90s. And they're just mad because we're reintroducing it today. And they're going to try to spin it and say we're just like Hitler and shit like that. Man, we ain't no damn Hitler. Ain't nobody ever. That's so blasphemous and decadent. But the truth is, y'all are Hitler times 50 because of the continuous blood and oppression that you have done to Black people to this fucking very day. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to allow you to spin and lie about that. But we're not going to allow you to pretend like you guys don't exist and pretend like y'all don't do fuck shit. That's why the 1% was roaming back during the destruction of the world economy. That was done by mainly Anglo and Jewish banking cartels, when y'all should have been in jail. And the money that went to y'all, the stimulus packages was passed by George Bush, Obama, and Trump, and Biden even now, should have went to the families who were destroyed by that, the housing communities of families, Black people, and other American citizens who were devastated by that shit. The austerity that you always try to do, how you always try to cut the social safety net because y'all hated FDR's New Deal policy. I'm against all of the stuff y'all did. The stuff that you did when y'all really did cut welfare. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's just been so continuously happening. And you think that just because you guys control the media and you guys control the magazines and the music, you have a couple of Black coons on your payroll, that we're just going to allow y'all to continue doing decadency and not say nothing and just be scared because you're going to lose some money here and there. Fuck your money. Money is energy. Money is people. We can create our own avenues. We don't need you guys. Matter of fact, we're the reason why your companies are as big as they are in the first place. Nike, Jordan, the reason why your company even matters. Black people are the reason why Nike even matters, bro. What the fuck? Nobody would give a damn about the NBA if it wasn't for Black people. Nobody would give a damn about the NFL if it wasn't for Black people. Let's just call it what it is. Nobody would give a damn about Balenciaga, Versace, Gucci, Prada, Louis, YSL, all that Polo, all that shit that we love so much is because of the Black people who make that shit look suave. That's real facts, bruh. What the fuck? That's real. That's real shit. So what is there to contend with? That's what I'm saying. We are the culture. We run this whole world. We just don't think of ourselves in that power position because we've been tricked out of our position by them. So that's why it's important that we don't allow them to dictate to us what we should do. We dictate to ourselves. We control the narrative. We counter every agenda that they push. Anything that they push in the media, you should know to counter it off rip. If they pushing some fuck shit, counter it. They don't give a damn about when Gay said that fuck shit. He didn't lose no money. He didn't lose no money when he said slavery was a choice. But now he loses money when he says some shit against the Jewish community, which is actually true. He wasn't gonna lose no money with White Lives Matter. He wasn't gonna lose no money when he said that shit about George Floyd. But when he started going at the power structure, the elites, the ruling class, that's when he started getting his shit pulled. They didn't give a damn about no Black shit. They don't give a damn about Black shit now. They're in cahoots with our genocide. They enjoy when we lose lives. And we need to be honest about these pedo rings too. It's the Anglos, of course, but it's also especially headed up by the Jewish cartels, the pedo rings. That's why Epstein's name. That's Jewish. Harvey Weinstein. And notice they were cutting deals with these people. Notice he died mysteriously. And they know it wasn't no suicide. Notice when people started going after Gates, which he is rumored to be Jewish as well, people started dying mysteriously. Notice he was with Melinda and it was all hugged up and booed up and they were all great. But all of a sudden, when the Epstein thing started coming out, then you hear divorce. They on camera on CNN almost damn near every day looking like the relationship goals and shit. Then once the pandemic starts to wind down, now you see they in divorce. That was all by design, man. And we're not going to allow that to stand. That's what I'm saying. Kyrie, you stand tall, bro. Fuck the Nets for doing any of that shit. And we need to continue having his back and continue saying, hey, bro, you bowed down a little bit, but this ain't even really about you. You're a proxy for all black people. They're trying to make it so that they can continue perpetuating their oppression without us speaking out, without us standing up, and without us making sure that that shit ends. But it's going to end today. We're ending it now by standing tall, speaking truth to power, accepting no evil, and pushing forward. Every time we fight, we win. Every time we bow down, they smell blood in the water. They're cowards, so they attack because they think we're weak and they think we're down. But when we stand tall and we don't apologize like Khalid would never apologize, we need to get that unapologetically black spirit, Khalid Muhammad energy back. If we do that, then we're unstoppable. So I'm going to just end off like that. So shout out to Kyrie. And I'm glad we're speaking truth to power. I really want everybody to read the secret relationship between blacks and Jews and how 75% of all the Jews own slaves. And that's the truth about it too. That's why Bernie was against reparations. He's Jewish because they owe us too. And they don't want to pay, just like Khalid Muhammad would say, but they're going to pay. So boom.